Hello and welcome to A Storied World. I'm Katie, and today we're talking about something sweet, the history of donuts. So sit back, relax, and if you have one, take a bite of a donut. Because little did I know that the history and the humble origins of donuts span thousands of years. But how did we arrive at the modern day donut? Our story begins in ancient Egypt, Greece, Rome, and even China, where fried balls of dough delighted palates and sparked culinary tradition that would span millennia. From the Greeks' scribblita to the Chinese yutao, fried dough was a universal indulgence enjoyed across cultures. From the ancient Egyptians to the Dutch settlers of New Amsterdam, fried balls of dough coated in honey or syrup have been a culinary delight for millennia. In the land of the pharaohs, the ancient Egyptians indulged in a delicacy that bears a striking resemblance to the modern-day donut. Records and hieroglyphics reveal scenes of cooks preparing fried dough balls. They would then coat them in honey or syrup for added sweetness. These treats were enjoyed by royalty and commoners alike, which is a testament to their universal appeal. Fast forward to the 17th century, we find ourselves in New Amsterdam, the Dutch colony that would later become known as New York City. Dutch settlers brought with them a tradition of fried pastries known as alle koeks, which I think translates to oily cakes. These oily cakes were made by the spoonful. They would drop a spoonful of dough into the hot fat, and that resulted in crispy golden brown treats. They were often flavored back then with spices like nutmeg and cinnamon. The Dutch settlers embraced their love for fried dough, and they shared it with their neighbors and passed down the recipes from generation to generation. These humble pastries became a Dutch staple and a symbol of comfort and hospitality in the New World. Over the centuries, fried dough continued to evolve and adapt, spreading across Europe and beyond. Each culture added its own twist to the timeless recipe and resulted in a rich tapestry of culinary traditions that would eventually converge in the creation of the modern-day donut. Fast forward to the 19th century. We meet a woman by the name of Elizabeth Gregory. She was a New England ship's captain's mother, and legend has it that she added nuts to the center of her son's fried dough to ward off scurvy. Now her son, whose name is Hanson Gregory, is credited with creating the iconic donut hole. Hanson Gregory was a young American sailor about the age of 16 when this happened, and then he forever changed the course of culinary history with a simple yet ingenious idea. Born in Rockport, Maine in 1831, Hanson Gregory spent his early years sailing the treacherous waters of the Atlantic. It was during one of those voyages that he had a stroke of innovation that made him a legend in the donut world. So one day, supposedly while out at sea, Hanson found himself frustrated by these greasy undercooked centers of fried dough cakes that his mother would make for him. Determined to find a solution, he took matters into his own hands and punched a hole in the center of the dough with the ship's tin pepper box. This seemingly minor modification had a profound impact on the texture and the flavor of the donut. By removing the center, Hanson ensured it cooked evenly, resulting in a crispy exterior and a soft and fluffy interior. Hanson's shipmates were skeptical at first, but with one bite, that's all it took to win them over. They marveled at the simplicity of his invention and declared it a stroke of genius. Hanson Gregory's invention revolutionized the way donuts were made and enjoyed. His invention not only solved the problem of the undercooked centers, but it created the iconic ring shape that we associate with modern-day donuts. Hanson's invention quickly caught on, spreading from ship to shore, and became a staple of American cuisine. Though he may not have sought fame or fortune, Hanson Gregory left an indelible mark on the world of donuts, earning his place in culinary history. But it wasn't until World War I that donuts truly became an American icon. Red Cross volunteers served them to homesick soldiers. The donut came at a time of great sacrifice and resilience for these young men. As young American soldiers found themselves far from home, battling in the trenches of Europe. A simple gesture brought them comfort amidst the war's chaos. Red Cross volunteers stepped forward, armed not with weapons, but with trays of freshly fried donuts. These men and women braved the dangers of the front lines to deliver a taste of home to the homesick soldiers. And for the soldiers, the sight of a Red Cross donut became a beacon of hope, a reminder of the warmth and comfort of home. They eagerly lined up, as I would, for their ration of donuts, savoring each bite. Donuts became a symbol of comfort. It became a symbol of familiarity amidst the war's chaos. And this also included World War II, where Red Cross women were known as donut dollies, and they served the soldiers donuts. They provided a brief respite from the horrors of battle, and they lifted the soldiers' spirits. The Red Cross volunteers worked tirelessly, frying donuts by the thousands in makeshift kitchens near the front lines, which was no small feat and extremely dangerous. They used whatever ingredients they could find, often having to improvise with limited resources, ensuring that every soldier received a taste of home. The soldiers became known affectionately as doughboys, and they embraced the nickname with pride. To them, being a doughboy meant more than just serving in this war. It symbolized resilience, camaraderie, and an indomitable spirit. So, the next time you bite into a delicious donut, maybe remember the brave men and women serving in World War I. But the real revolution of the donut came into play in 1920. There was a man named Adolf Levitt that introduced the first donut machine in none other than New York City. This innovation transformed donuts from homemade treats to mass production. By the 1950s, Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts were dominating the donut scene, with machines like the Ring King Jr. churning out thousands of donuts in an hour, and that's just absolutely crazy. Today, donuts remain a beloved indulgence, with Krispy Kreme stores spreading across the country and Dunkin' Donuts expanding as well, and they're both global. The histories of Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts are intertwined with the rise of the donut as an iconic American treat. In the 1930s, Vernon Rudolph, along with his uncle Ishmael Armstrong, purchased a secret donut recipe from a New Orleans French chef named Joe Leboeuf. With this recipe in hand, they set out and eventually created a donut empire. Armed with a 1936 Pontiac and a passion for donuts, Vernon Rudolph and his friends began selling their delicious creations door to door in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Little did they know they were laying the foundation for what would become one of the most beloved donut chains in the world. Meanwhile, a little bit later, in Quincy, Massachusetts, a man named William Rosenberg had a vision of his own. In 1950, he opened the first Dunkin' Donuts shop, offering customers a wide variety of donuts along with coffee and other beverages. Initially, he had a shop that he noticed that the donuts and the coffee were the ones that were really selling instead of the sandwiches and other treats, so thus Dunkin' Donuts was born. Dunkin' quickly gained popularity thanks to its innovative menu offerings and commitment to quality. The chain expanded rapidly, opening locations across the U.S. and eventually worldwide. Both Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts played pivotal roles in shaping the history of the donut in the 20th century and beyond. Krispy Kreme's focus on quality ingredients and traditional recipes made it a favorite among donut enthusiasts, while Dunkin' Donuts' emphasis on variety and convenience made it a household name. Today, Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts continue to delight customers with their delicious donuts and innovative offerings. Whether you prefer the light and fluffy texture of a Krispy Kreme Original Glazed, yum, or the bold flavors of a Dunkin' Donuts Boston Cream, yum, there's basically a donut for everyone. So again, sink your teeth into a delicious donut, and the next time that you do, remember the centuries of history and innovation that have gone into creating it. Now is the time that I want to know what your favorite donut is. Is it the glazed? Is it chocolate filled? Is it a cream filled or a fruit filled? I want to know. Please comment below. And also, if you have ideas for future videos that you would like me to do, please comment that too. Thanks for joining us on this taste journey through the history of the donut. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more delicious content. And until next time, happy eating. This is KD with A Storied World. Thank you so much for watching.